Good evening and welcome to Ben Taurus TV. I am Michael, bringing you today's top news stories from Nigeria and around the world. National news. CBN stops monthly free withdrawals for customers using other banks' ATMs. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced new charges for ATM withdrawals made at banks other than a customer's own. According to a circular issued on February 10, 2025, by the Acting Director of Financial Policy and Regulation Department, John Onoja, the 3 free monthly withdrawals previously allowed will no longer apply. Starting March 1, 2025, customers using other banks' ATMs will now be charged 100 Nigerian Nairas per 20,000 Nigerian Nairas withdrawal. Additionally, off-site ATMs, such as those in shopping malls or eateries, will incur an extra surcharge of up to 500 Nigerian Nairas per 20,000 Nigerian Nairas withdrawn. The CBN says this adjustment is aimed at covering rising costs and improving ATM services across the country. Tax bill scales second reading at House of Representatives. In legislative matters, for tax reform bills submitted by President Bola Tinubu have passed the second reading at the House of Representatives. The bills, Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, Tax Administration Bill, Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill, will now proceed to a public hearing. Although widely debated, Speaker of the House, Sada Soli, raised concerns about sections of the bills possibly conflicting with the 1999 Constitution, particularly in tax derivation. Lawmakers have called for clarity on multiple taxation issues before final approval. NLC threatens shutdown over telecom tariff hike. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has issued a March 1 ultimatum for telecom companies to reverse a 50% tariff hike or face a nationwide shutdown of their operations. Despite a prior agreement to review the hike before implementation, telecom firms went ahead with the increase. In response, the NLC is urging Nigerians to boycott MTN, Airtel, and Glo services daily from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. starting February 13. Labour leaders say they will continue mobilization efforts across the country to resist what they call corporate exploitation. FG to clamp down on illegal cooperatives. The federal government has announced plans to crack down on fraudulent cooperative societies as part of its economic reform strategy. Speaking at a technical strategy session in Abuja, Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Abdullahi, said the government will enforce stricter registration and oversight for cooperatives. The move is expected to enhance transparency and boost food security while preventing financial fraud under the guise of cooperative activities. Labour Party confirms Peter Obi for 2027 presidential election. The Labour Party has reaffirmed its decision to field former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi as its presidential candidate for the 2027 elections. Speaking on Channels Television, LP National Publicity Secretary Abayomi Arabambi said Obi remains the party's strongest candidate to challenge President Bola Tinubu. Arabambi also dismissed speculations of a leadership crisis within the Labour Party, stating that the party remains united ahead of the next general elections. National grid partially collapses again. The national grid suffered another partial collapse on Wednesday, plunging many areas into darkness. Power companies, including Ikeja and Abuja electricity distribution companies, confirmed the incident occurred at 11:34 a.m. This marks the first grid collapse in 2025, following a series of blackouts last year. Efforts are currently underway to restore power supply across affected areas. International news. Ghana's former finance minister declared wanted for corruption. Ghana's former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has been declared a fugitive by the country's special prosecutor. He is accused of financial misconduct, including authorizing the release of millions of dollars in state funds for the controversial National Cathedral project. The special prosecutor has given Ofori-Atta 2 options: return voluntarily or face legal enforcement. Authorities have not disclosed his current whereabouts. Trump speaks to Putin, announces immediate Ukraine peace talks. A major diplomatic development, U.S. President Donald Trump says he had a lengthy and highly productive call with Russian President Vladimir Putin, agreeing to start peace negotiations to end the Ukraine war. Trump stated that he will immediately call Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to inform him of the talks. The Kremlin confirmed that the two leaders discussed cooperation and future visits, marking a significant shift in US-Russia relations. Sports news. Merseyside derby chaos as 3 red cards shown after full time. The Merseyside derby ended in controversy as Everton secured a dramatic 2-2 draw against Liverpool at Goodison Park. Following the final whistle, tempers flared, leading to red cards for Everton's Abdoulaye Doucouré, Liverpool's Curtis Jones, and even Liverpool manager on slot. The match, already tense, ended in chaotic scenes as players and coaching staff clashed on the pitch. That's all for tonight's news. Thank you for joining us. For more updates, subscribe and follow Ben Taurus TV on all social media platforms. I am Michael. Good night.